Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to United Boxing Podcast, and today I have the pleasure of interviewing the beautiful Sylvie Dulger and giving her a few questions and getting it started.
Hi everyone. Hi Jordan.
How you doing, Sylvie?
I am doing amazing. What about you?
Good. I'm always happy to see the positive energy and high energy. Always good to be with you in a room. And so today we're going to go right into it. We're going to dive deep into a few questions just from the bat. We have a pretty inspiring video that just got released last week about yourself.
Yes.
And for anybody that didn't see it, I would highly recommend you guys checking it out at the end of this podcast. But if you could just introduce yourself and give the listeners and the viewers a little bit about who you are and what is inside those videos, it would be great.
Yeah, for sure. These videos have been filmed during the boxing camp in 2019. So these are very raw clips, interview. I'm speaking from my heart. I'm putting myself out there, being vulnerable and trying to show you what's actually behind the scene about what's behind Sylvie, this strong woman that you could see on those online platforms. So I kind of explain why I started to box, and I guess this is what we are going to...
That's right. That's what we're going to discuss today. And we're going to really, again, kind of dig deep and get in there. So that we kind of lay the playing field. Let's just start with a little bit about your past, where you're from, where your family's from, and how that made you who you are today.
Yeah, my family is from the Middle East. They immigrated to France before I was born. They were born in Turkey, and so I was born and raised in France. But my real roots, my culture is Assyrian Chaldean, and we are from Mesopotamia, very ancient civilization. And my parents had to leave everything behind and to start fresh in France. And as soon as they moved to France, they found themselves being in this city, one of the poorest city in France. Mm-hmm. So surrounded by immigrants, yeah. And poorness.
Nice, yeah, and I know that it's a pretty rough area as well too, as well as being poor. It's there's a lot of drugs, there's a lot of people in gangs, and it's a tough neighborhood.
Yes.
And can you describe to me a little bit about how it was living there, during your youth? Yeah,
so it's it's an area that when you're there, it kind of defines you. It means that you're part of something. So me growing up, it was just being able to just go to school and come back home, and that's it. And I was not allowed to go out. I'm not allowed to go out of a certain vision. If my brother couldn't watch me from the balcony, then I would be. It's crazy. I couldn't do that. It would be like, if you go downstairs, I am on the balcony and watching you and see where you're at.
Yeah.
So, and this type of neighborhood as a kid, you cannot really own anything because gang will come at the group of 30 and they will just rob you and beat you, and it was tough to be outside or just have a soccer ball with you. I had this bike and they just came and pushed me and stole my bike. So it was tough, having anything there.
Yeah, and I feel that you kind of keep that toughness though with you, and you walk around with it always, right?
You have to. It's like if you want to be someone or have a voice, and especially as a woman, because women are considered as being nothing from where I come from. So they just use you for what you have, and that's it. You don't matter. So for me, it was like, what do you mean? this is my shit. This is my thing. That I have to step up for myself. And luckily, I have 3 brothers that are older than me, so they were able also to, fight for me at school, at high school and stuff.
Yeah, I know that you actually have a pretty big family, and you guys are pretty, close and together. And you also have a family garden, which is a very interesting story, because you don't really hear a lot about that nowadays, being in the city. And but I feel like that's also a big part of you, because I know how nutrition is plays a big role. So can you tell me a little bit more about that garden and about your family too, while we're at it?
Yeah, my family. So I come from a big family. I have 8 siblings. I'm one of the youngest. I'm the first generation being born in France. I used to live with all of them, so it was 11 with my parents, and to the addition we had my grandparents and my uncle, so we were 14 of us living in the 2-bedroom. That was pretty tough. So growing up, you don't really have much of attention or personal space, and you kind of have to be independent and do your thing by yourself, like do your homework on your own, and nobody there, like my parents couldn't help me with the language anyway, so they were learning French themselves. But they come from a culture, my roots, we are at the beginning of agriculture. This is part of my civilization, and the roots and what my heritage, from my roots. So my parents in their own village back in Turkey, they used to have their own land. They will grow their own fruit and vegetable. They have their own animals. They will make milk. They will make cheese. Everything bread from scratch. So I kind of grew up with that. And for me, being part of a big family, my mom would take me in the kitchen, and she would be like, okay, now you have to watch when I cook, because you need to know how to do those things. So I grew up with that, and then when we moved out from this 2-bedroom to move to finally to a house after 15 years living in the ghetto, we moved not too far. Still in the ghetto, but it was a house.
But in the house.
It was in the house, so it was better. We had more space because it was a lot of us, and my parents always wanted to have a big garden, because they could grow their own, go back to their roots and grow their own fruit and vegetables. So my dad built that greenhouse.
Nice.
And we have all kinds of fruit and vegetables now.
Amazing. And I know for you how much nutrition is a big part in your life, and very different than French nutrition, I feel, because for me, French nutrition, and I think for a lot of people, we think about cheese, we think about wine and charcuterie, filet mignons, and all that stuff. But for you, that's far from reality, right?
Yeah. Don't take me wrong, my siblings and my family, they do enjoy that, but I don't, in the way that when I came to Toronto, the food is different, tastes different, it comes from other places, and my body didn't like it, and I didn't enjoy it at all. Like meat was tasting like plastic, and fruits and vegetables didn't have their own flavors. I'm like, what is this? This is not a tomato. It tastes like 5% tomato. So I started to change my nutrition, and the first thing was dairy. Milk was one of the most disgusting thing I have seen when I moved here. Yeah. First of all, I did not understand why it was in a plastic bag. It was so odd to me, and then I couldn't take it anymore. It was just disgust me, and I couldn't drink it. So I started to switch to nuts, milk, like almond milk or coconut milk, and then cutting dairy too. And then I couldn't eat meat, so I became a vegetarian first. And along with my fitness journey and my research and watching so many documentaries and reading a lot, and I always had this like big interest in how I can find what works for me, my fit. And after being vegetarian, I switched on to a vegan diet within a month. Within a month, I was doing intermittent fasting, and I was vegan.
Okay.
And this was 5 years ago.
Nice. So I'm sure that you get, so you basically optimized your diet to suit, what you feel is important. You always talk about kind of feeling it for yourself and how it resonates with you, and how would you kind of, for anybody that's out there that's thinking about doing that transition between eating meat and being plant-based or vegetarian or vegan, what would you think would be the first steps that you would advise them to do?
I would say first to do the research in the way that don't put your head into it and not looking around or reading about it or watching something about plant-based nutrition, because maybe your body needs vitamins or other micronutrients that you're missing and you don't know about it. So first, maybe a blood test will be good to estimate where you're at and to go from there. You would need to get supplements like B12, for example, that your body doesn't produce, or even I recommend always to my clients vitamin D3, and to watch iron and magnesium, like all those like little micronutrients that play a big role in your journey to make everything functional together.
And I know that for you, as much as nutrition is a pillar in your lifestyle, fitness is also a very important physical activity, and you're now a pretty important fitness trainer, influencer in Toronto. How did that story start?
It started here in Toronto. When I moved here, I moved hands in pocket, not knowing the language, not the country. I didn't know anybody really, but I got introduced to the weightlifting lifestyle. First week signing up to the gym and finding an interest into it, because in France the mentality is different. You go to the gym as a woman, you have to be on the treadmill or doing group class. There is no way you see any woman lifting weights back then. Again, this is 8 years ago. So I didn't find my place in France, but when I came here, I'm seeing these women lifting weights, and I see they look strong, and I was like, I want to try this out. I got introduced to the weights and I fell in love with it. I felt like I was strong and powerful. I will see my evolution. I would have that feeling, and it was also therapeutic, like a therapy for me to go and hit the gym and being dedicated to it.
And I feel like you, since I know you and just the energy that you got off, you're a pretty big challenge chaser. Always looking for what ways to improve, and always being able to kind of look at your life and say, okay, I can do better, I can get better. Doing the fitness, it's not like you took it lightly. You took it pretty seriously to now obviously being a fitness trainer. Did competitions, and successfully, handled those. And also just the fact of learning a new language, changing your environment from being in France, leaving your family. I believe was probably a tough thing to do.
Yes.
And for me, like, because I know you personally, I know that a few years ago you were, you got a challenge that you didn't expect, and sometimes those are the hardest ones, And for the listeners out there, can you explain a little bit more about the challenges that you had to overcome? Because I feel like in there, to be able to talk to me today, just having this discussion, I think for me is a pretty big achievement. So if you could just share the story about that challenge.
I see life as a challenge in general, and this is why I'm always, open to take anything and to be the best at it, or at least giving my 100%. But one day I just, wake up and I cannot go out of my bed, and I feel so much pain. Like I have a migraine and my stomach is hurting and I feel so weak. And at this time I worked 2 jobs, being a fitness trainer and having my clients, having my classes and all of that. So for me, I'm always showing up to work. I'm always there. There is no day off. I've been like this since, forever. This is how I've seen myself, like always working or working hard. And for me, not being able to go out of my bed was a trigger point. So I call in sick, and I'm like, I'm not able to come to work today. And I didn't go for a week. I couldn't go to work for a week. I don't know what's going on, so obviously I go and check myself. And then when I go to the doctors, they tell me you have to come back for more testing. So I'm like, okay, if I come back, when usually they tell you that, it means that there is something going on. Mm-hmm. So, okay, I go back, do more testing, and at this point they tell me, listen, we are seeing cancer cells in your body, and you have to do a surgery, and very soon we want to book you for surgery, so it doesn't become any bigger in your body. Me at the time, hearing this, I'm like, no, this is a mistake. I'm the very healthy, strong woman, and I work hard, and I'm big on nutrition, and I do everything right. So I decide to not get surgery because I don't want to get surgery. I don't want to have to go through those things, and I cannot tell my family what's going on, obviously, because they want me back. Mm-hmm. They never agreed for me, to leave in the first place. So I decided to heal naturally, and I got introduced to this guru who does alternative medicine, mm-hmm. and it gets you to a process of natural healing. Mm-hmm. So I go see him, and then the first time I met him, I sat for 4 hours, and he's testing me, going through my entire body, and telling me, okay, listen, I see that you have a tumor here, you have heavy metals in your head, wow. You have muscle wasting, you cannot grow your muscles. And at this time, within a week, maybe 10 days, I've lost 20 pounds. Mm. I am looking pale. I have no life in me. And I'm sitting there by myself. It's him and I have to take everything he's telling me. And I'm, just taking it and trying to be strong. And I go home, it's like 10 p.m. and I crash. Yeah. I crash. I'm like, why me? What the hell? Like, what did I do? Why is this going on? Like, mm-hmm. I don't understand it. So from there, I decided to work with him, and because I wanted to heal naturally, and it took almost 2 years to heal. But we're able to, make it.
Yeah, and you're here today, and it's amazing. And I think a big part of it was also mental. Am I right?
All of it was mental. Yeah. All of it was mental, because when your body is not performing the way you want, or you're in pain every day, and you have to go and live with it daily. Showing still to work and training hard and pretending that life does not stop, and you still have to do those things. Mentally, you need something to keep you. Yeah. I'm very spiritual and faithful, so I have a big beliefs, but also my mental was like iron.
Yeah. It has to. Yeah. I feel like
this is what like your body is not there, but mentally you have to keep up. And that led me into boxing.
That's right. Yeah, I feel like for me, I know when you stepped in to the club, you were determined to fight.
Oh.
And I felt like it was part of your recovery process.
Yeah.
You came in through the 90-day camp, right?
Yeah.
And I remember, so the 90-day camp, just so the listeners know, it's a fight camp that we basically put about 40 participants through an excruciating three-month journey to be able to come from beginners all the way to fighters and competing at the end of the 3 months with an opponent from an outside club. And Sylvie was part of that. And when she came up at the beginning and signed up for the camp, she did tell me about her health concerns. And I was like, oh, are you sure? I don't know if this is a good idea. And then she said, oh, yeah. I don't remember exactly what she said word for word, but it was a quick discussion, and I quickly understood that there's no other option than letting this girl, be part of this camp. So, and it's with great pleasure that she successfully fought with us, won her fight, and continues today. But can you share your side of the story and how boxing kind of helped you throughout this whole recovery process?
Yeah, I was, at this time fighting for my life for about a year and a half, and I needed more. I needed more to keep me stronger mentally, to push through, to beat whatever is going on with me. And I know it's in a fight, so I have to go in the ring and face everything and beat the shit out of it, So I step into the gym with the goal of being a fighter. So I come in. I'm straight up. I want to fight. I want you to take me in the ring, and I will do whatever it takes. Training. I will be here. And this is what I did, and I fell in love with it because I found that it was part of me. It was just showing a side of me that was there, and I find myself in boxing. And I was like, this is who I am. I am part of this. I am a fighter. I train hard. I give it all. I want to show up and do the job. And it's not about fighting someone else. It's about fighting your own battles.
And Sylvie, I know that for you, boxing is now almost part of your lifestyle. There's, after this 90-day camp, there was no turning back. No. There's a lot of people in the 90-day camp, I'd say, for a good part of it, that drop off. They have their fight, they get their W, and they say, what, I just want to leave with a clean record, or I just want to leave with a good experience, and I'm just going to maybe just keep to the training part of it. But no, you kept competing, you kept fighting, and you're here, still training throughout this whole quarantine even. How has that been for you?
As soon as I started and I find myself into boxing, and it became a part of me. Boxing is a part of my life. It's something now that is part of my lifestyle, my life, and this is something that I want to practice all the time. It's not about doing something. It's like working out, and it's like my nutrition. It's a lifestyle that I say I have this backpack with me, and every time I go into my journey, I learn things, and there's things that you want to keep with you, and the things that you leave on the side, and those things I want to put in my backpack. This is going to be my legacy. So I want boxing to be part of me, and so I can, share with other people. Nice.
And I know that, again, we've have unexpected challenges that just kind of come up and rock us, without any warning. And 2020 was one of those years that, again, we were caught off guard, and I know that you had some struggles at the beginning with staying at home, because I know that you lead a very active lifestyle with your clients, with your business, and just with yourself, with your own training. How has this year hit you, and what were you able to accomplish from it?
So, me being active 12 hours a day, to be stuck in my house, was for my body environment was like a shock. I started to do water retention, and I felt like looking like that Michelin tire. This is how I felt, and this is how I was looking too. I mean, for me, knowing myself, my joints were very painful. I couldn't work out. I didn't know what to do. My nutrition was still good, so it was just a matter of knowing what triggered it and how to deal with it. So I found peace in training again. So I had to switch it up, do less weight training, and I did a lot of shadow boxing, skipping, and running, just to keep my body active, because it needed that. My body needed to be active, and after that I felt so much better. I was able to I kind of like did a water retention for a few months. It wasn't easy. So I just monitored that and find my playground again, and being able to beat that and to find my solutions.
Yeah, I mean, like, you look like you got the solutions to me. we've been working pretty hard together for the last few weeks, few months, and shooting videos, and I feel like you're in amazing shape right now. Even without being in the gym every day like you used to, it looks like you were even in more. So good job, and congratulations on that. What can for now, like, what are the new challenges for you, for challenge chasers like yourself? What's in the sights that you're working on right now?
Yeah, like 2020 for me was has been a year of reflection, I guess, for also many people. But I had to put my knowledge and everything I've been through out there for people to be able to relate, or to find themselves and be like, I want to, overcome whatever I'm going through. So with your help, and we created a program.
That's right.
This is what's coming out very soon.
Yes. And here's the big news. That's right. And honestly, I think it's been great working with you on it, just because just to work with someone that you vibe with is awesome. I think we both come up with great solutions for problems that we've encountered, for problems that our community continuously encounters, and again, it's all about sharing our knowledge, right, with others. C'est le partage. And so tell the viewers a little bit about this program. What can they expect? What is it about?
One of our mantra is beast mode all day, every day.
Right.
So it's part of me, but I wanted to create this program to make it accessible to as many people as I can, to impact other people's life, my followers, my community, or even someone that doesn't know anything about fitness or boxing, and they want to start, they want to change their life. So this program has a different level. It has 3 levels, so you can start as a very beginner, you can just join in as an intermediate level, but also advanced. Like if you're a beast mode, if you train the way like I do, then you're good, like you can do this too. So this program is a lot of it's very well structured in the way that you get, you start with the dynamic sections and circuits of exercises, and then you have core work, and you finish with just stretching, and all of that is structured to be there to help you achieve and to be the best version of yourself. Also, this program is a lot of focus on lower body. I have learned something during my boxing journey, is that the power comes from your legs. Your legs. It's a lot of legs, and people don't realize when you're boxing, they only think about you're throwing your arms and you're punching, and it's all about all your upper body. But no, so the power comes from the bottom. And I was like, okay, I need to this is one of my strengths, like with weightlifting. So I need to combine all of this together for everything I've learned, everything I've been through, and to keep people active at home. So it's a lot of like lower body focus, legs, fundamentals for boxing, punching, core work. So you hit the entire body, and this, by doing this, it's also this program is made to build you stronger, to condition you, to make you more resilient, to build endurance and strength. So it's like everything you want to tackle in this program, it's in there.
Yeah. And I feel like it's a real program. Even though you don't need like equipment, right? And actually in boxing, for the most part, you don't really need a lot of equipment. It's not about just doing a quick fitness workout at home, and it's more than that. I feel like it has the program encompasses the real, where as much as it can, it encompasses the real kind of essence of what boxing is about, and you'll feel that in the workouts. I feel the viewers will also kind of see the results of that in their technique, even if this is not something that you would want to do if let's say you want to be a fighter right away and you want to get that's not that kind of program. But if you're right now a fighter and you want to keep yourself in shape, that's the program for you. Or if you're a complete beginner, and you don't know anything about boxing, well, then you're going to learn the fundamentals, and then you're going to get fit at it. So it's an all-encompassing program that can really, I feel like it's just a good solution for the pandemic that's going on right now. And even after this whole pandemic's done, I'm still going to do the program. Like I still, I always
I'm doing it, and I'm like,
that's right. Oh. That's right, and it's keeping you in shape, right? And I've seen that, so it's pretty amazing to see, and the people that we've been putting it through. It's the results are there. So I can't wait until we really release it fully, and everybody has a go at it, because I think they're going to be nothing short but amazed. The quality is very good of the material. Again, the structure is there, and you have you on it, so it's motivating, right?
No, it's motivating. And it's we're very particular. Like, we want things to be done one way.
Yeah, and, we are. Yeah,
we like it to be clean and well done, and
easy
to deliver.
Easy to follow.
Easy to follow and deliver the best.
Yeah, high quality.
Quality out there for you to follow along and understand what you're doing, and understanding the movements, and building, creating that mindset.
Yeah,
the long way.
Exactly, and that's why I love collaborating with you, because it's not, for me, it's all about really coming out with, even if we have to take our time with it, but coming up with a product that is nothing less than almost perfect, like, not, you know what I mean? Like, so the standard is very high, and I think we both have a pretty high standard for whatever we put out. So, stay tuned for that program.
Yeah, I'm excited.
I do have, before we finish off, I do have a few questions here regarding, maybe a little bit more personal stuff, but a few questions that our viewers have asked, if you wouldn't mind,
okay,
starting off. with what for you is a typical morning routine?
Oh, morning routine. That's a great question. Morning routine is very important for me. I wake up, I do meditation. I meditate between 10 and 15 minutes, just like as a, cleaning your sleep and starting a new day. I'm very spiritual and I have strong beliefs. So I also pray a lot. I practice gratitude. This is one of my first thoughts in the morning, is just to be grateful for another day and to be able to accomplish my mission and to be a better version of myself every day. I also do stretches and have a routine with yoga in the morning. So give my mind starts first and then my body
awesome.
Follows. I do lots of readings in the morning too. It could be either spiritual readings, it could be motivational readings. So I know that I am ready to tackle my day, and I'm already strong-minded. I hold my ground, and I'm ready to take whatever it's coming. Because you don't know. Every day you wake up, something's gonna happen.
Yeah.
But at least to be sure that whatever comes, you are able to deal with the situation, to be calm about it, to be in control about whatever you can control, and whatever you can control is yourself.
Nice. Awesome. Sounds like a good morning to me. All right, let's go for the next one. You mentioned actually books that you're reading. What is a book that you would recommend to someone, or the current book that you're reading right now? What is it?
I am reading Rewire Your Brain.
Oh, nice.
It's a very good book about brain structure and just understanding how it works and how you can create mindset, good habits, lifestyle. And it just give you a structure of okay, you want to change your life? Here are some tips, and try to understand how the human body function, so you have a better vision of what you want to get better at.
Awesome. And I know podcast is a big thing for you. You almost on the daily. So what podcast are you listening to right now, or that you would recommend other people to listen to?
I listened to this podcast. It's called Moonshot Podcast, and it's Australian. And it basically introduce you to a bunch of innovators and inspirational people, and they're just like two guys and sitting the way that we are, and exchanging about something that an author they have read, or they dig into it, and they call it learning out loud.
Nice.
And it just gives you topics about what you want to tackle. It could be about your purpose, about motivation, about habits, and all of that. So I feel like it's great for people to head there and to discover other innovators and deal with things that you want to better yourself at. Yeah.
Nice. Awesome. All right. Are you ready now for some rapid fire questions? All right. So these are quick. Let's get it. Tyson versus Joshua.
Oh my God.
Right away.
I don't know. I love both of them. Both of them.
Both of them? Okay, so tie.
I will watch that.
All right.
Watch that.
I'm going for Tyson. Next travel destination.
Thailand.
Ooh, nice one. Favorite meal.
Too hard.
Favorite fruit.
Raspberry.
Okay.
It's too hard.
Oh, that's a good one though. Top 3 favorite boxers.
Ooh, Mike Tyson's. Katie Taylor.
Nice.
Canelo.
Oh, let's do it. Squats or shadow boxing?
Shadow boxing.
Your walkout song.
La Puissance from Rough and Trapper.
Awesome. French rap, y'all know. Most inspirational person you currently follow?
Right now, I am watching a lot about Kobe Bryant.
Oh, amazing. Amazing. All right, well, you know what? I had a few other questions, but nothing can follow that. Kobe Bryant one. Let's leave it at that, and let's end the questioning today. Sylvie, again, thank you very much for being a part of the UBC team and being a part of this podcast today. It was a pleasure to interview you, to hear about your story, and thank you again for sharing it with the listeners and the viewers today. Is there anything else that you would like to add?
Well, thank you, Jordan. Thank you for being here, for supporting me along this journey of mine, and hearing my story and helping me out, offering me, this family here, and being with me this whole way of fighting through that. So thank you for that. And I want to say to all the listeners today, listen, we start from the bottom. It doesn't matter how you grew up, where you come from. I just want to say here today that everything is possible if you put your mind into it. And when I say that is you have to, tell yourself that you are capable of. And there are so many other people and inspiring stories out there. If they can do it, you can do it too. And this is how I think. And failure is not an option. And you have to become who you want to be, for yourself, and stay true to yourself, and along the way just be a good person and spread positive energy, and help one another, and love one another. This is the big message. Amazing. Thank you so much for sharing again. And to all our listeners and viewers out there, thank you again for all your support throughout all these times, and your continued support in general. Until next time. Thank you. Thank you. Peace.